In this tutorial today, I'm going to show you how I crocheted this really cute granny square that has a daisy flower incorporated into it. It's an easy and fun square to do. So many different color combinations. I have a few other examples here, one in blue, one in a light pink, as opposed to this vibrant neon-y pink color I have. This purple color, which is also pretty bright color, just like this pink one. The yarn that I used to crochet this pink one is from Michaels. It's Craft Smart, and it's called Neon Pink. So it's called Value Neon. The yellow that I used is just actually from my stash. I'm not sure the exact color, but it is a red heart yarn. And I also used a red heart white for the flower and for the edging. All the yarn that I used today is a weight of 4. And I use the recommended hook size, which we can see right here, says 5.5 millimeter, and that is what I used for these squares. So let's get started on how to crochet this daisy granny square. And start with a slip knot. Chain 4. In the 4th chain from our hook, so this one here, we're going to do 11 double crochets. After we've done 11 double crochets, then we're going to do a slip stitch into the top of our chain 3. So we'll just fasten off there. With our white, we're going to work in our front loops only. So we can see the V of our stitch here. So we're just choosing this front loop. Pull our yarn through. I always like to tie a little half knot in there. So put your hook back through, yarn over, pull back a loop. We're going to chain 1, then we're going to do a single crochet in that same space. Now we're going to do a chain 5. So here we have our chain 5, and we're going to count back 4 chains from our hook. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Looking at this one, 4 and 5 we need. So in our 4th chain from the hook, we're going to do a single crochet. And in our 5th chain from the hook, we're going to do a single crochet. Then we're going to single crochet back in that same front loop where we started. So now we've completed one of our foundations for a petal. So we're going to go to our next front loop. We're just going to put a single crochet in there. We're going to go to our next front loop, put a single crochet in there. We're going to make our next foundation, so we're going to do 5 chains again. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In our 4th and 5th chain from the hook, so 1, 2, 3, 4, we're going to do a single crochet, and in our 5th one, a single crochet. We're going to single crochet back in that front loop that we just started from. So we're finished that one. So now we're going to do a single crochet in our next front loop, single crochet in our next front loop. We'll make our next foundation for our 3rd petal, so we're going to chain 5 and do a single crochet in our 4th and 5th chain. Single crochet back in that front loop that we did. So now we've completed our 3rd one. So let's single crochet in the next front loop, single crochet in the next front loop. So above this one, we're going to build our next petal foundation, so chain 5, single crochet in our 4th and 5th chain from the hook, single crochet in that beginning front loop. Now we're going to do a single crochet in our next front loop, and in our next front loop, another single crochet. We're going to build another foundation here, so chain 5, single crochet in our 4th and 5th chain, single crochet in that same front loop. Now we should have 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we need to build one more. We're going to single crochet in our next front loop, single crochet in the next front loop. Now we're going to chain 5. Single crochet in our 4th and 5th chain from the hook, single crochet in that front loop, and we should have one more front loop that we're going to do a single crochet in. Then we're going to slip stitch in that first single crochet at the beginning of this round. So now we're ready to build our petals. I'm just going to stretch out this one a little bit, and we can see on this side we have a single crochet, a single crochet. So we're going to be working in those 2 spaces. Then we have up here where our chain 5 bent over because we had 5 chains and then we came back to our 4th and 5th. We have this little loop up here. And right in here we have a space, and we're going to be using that space as well. So let's go back to this first single crochet. We're going to do a half double crochet in there. So a half double crochet, and we're going to do a double crochet in that same space. Then we're going to come to this next single crochet, and we're going to do 2 double crochet in that space. And this space that was created by our loop at the top, we're going to do 4 double crochet in there. Then coming down this side, use my scissors to point again. We've got our single crochet space over here, single crochet space over here. So we're going to be working in these 2 spaces. In this first one, we're going to do a double crochet. We're going to do 2 double crochets. In our next space, we're going to do a double crochet and a half double crochet. So we finished that petal. Now where we did that single crochet in our front loop, the one that we didn't do a chain 5 on top of, we're going to do a slip stitch in that one. So now we're back to our next foundation of our petal. So we're going to go to that first single crochet space, and we're going to do the same thing again. We're going to do a half double crochet and a double crochet. Then in this next space, we're going to do 2 double crochet, and at the top of our loop, we're going to do 4 double crochets. And coming down this side, we're going to do 2 double crochets in this first single crochet space, and we're going to do a double crochet and a half double crochet in the next single crochet space. So we've completed 2 of our petals. We really anchor these petals down when we do our slip stitch in between our petals in that single crochet. So just continue following the same pattern all the way around, and I'll meet you over here at the end of our last petal. So I've just finished the 6th petal, and I've done my slip stitch in that single crochet in between them. Then I'm just going to go over and slip stitch into the beginning of that first petal, right into that half double crochet. So we'll just fasten off. And now we're ready for the color portion of our granny square. When we turn our flower over, we can see these are the back loops of our yellow. So when we worked on the front loops, we've left the back loops available where we can join our next color. So I'm using this pink. I'm going to go into that back loop. You can choose any back loop you want. So I've just tied mine onto that loop. I'm going to yarn over, pull out a loop, and now I'm going to chain 3. And into this same loop, I'm going to do a double crochet. Now I'm going to come to the next loop, and I'm going to do 2 double crochet in there. So we're going to continue this until we have 12 sets of 2 double crochets, which includes our starting chain 3. And we'll meet back over here when you have 24 double crochets or 12 groups of 2. I've just finished that round, and I do have 12 sets of 2 double crochets. So we're going to slip stitch into the top of our chain 3. For our next round, we're going to do chain 1, single crochet in that same space. Now chain 2. We're going to skip our next double crochet, our next stitch, and we're going to single crochet into our next one. Chain 2. We're going to skip this stitch, and we're going to single crochet into this one. Chain 2, skip 1, single crochet into the next one. So we'll continue that all the way around, and when you're finished, double check to make sure you have 12 of these chain 2 spaces. So I'm just finishing this round. Again, want to stress that you have to make sure you have 12 of these chain 2 spaces. So we'll count on mine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and here's my chain 2. And we're going to slip stitch into that first single crochet that you made. Okay, so now I have 12 of these chain 2 spaces, and I'm going to slip stitch into that first one. Okay, so now I'm above that first chain 2 space. I'm going to chain 3. Then I'm going to do 2 double crochet in the same space. I'm going to chain 3, and I'm going to do 3 double crochet in that same space. So I've just created a corner. So I did a chain 3, 2 double crochet, chain 3, and then I did 3 more double crochet. So that's making my first corner. After our corner, we're going to chain 1. Then in our next space, we're going to do 3 double crochet. That's our next chain 2 space. And chain 1 after our 3 double crochets, and then we're going to do 3 double crochet in the next chain 2 space. Chain 1. So I have my corner, and then I have 2 of my chain 2 spaces with 3 double crochet and a chain 1 in between each. So now I'm going to do a corner. So after I did these 3 double crochets, I have chain 1. Now I'm going to do a corner, which is 3 double crochet, chain 3, 3 double crochet in this same space. So there's my next corner with 3 double crochet, chain 3, 3 double crochet. So a chain 1, which I've done, and then we're going to do these 2 spaces. We'll just have 3 double crochet and a chain 1 in between. So now I'm ready for my next corner. Again, 3 double crochet, chain 3, 3 double crochet. And between all of our sets of 3 double crochets, we have a chain 1, except for in the corner we have 3 chains. So I finished that corner. That's my 3rd corner. I'm ready for 2 more sets of 3 double crochet with a chain 1 in between. So here's going to be my last corner. I've just made a chain 1 after this set of 3 double crochets. So in this corner, do 3 double crochet, chain 3, 3 double crochet. and my chain 1 at the end of that corner. You should have 2 sets of chain 2 spaces left, and in those we're going to do 3 double crochets with a chain 1 in between. So I finished that last set of 3 double crochets, do my chain 1, then over here I'm going to slip stitch at the top of that chain 3. So now our square is becoming square. So we'll start here with chain 3, and we're going to go back to that chain 1 space. It's not in front of our work, it's behind where we just made that chain 1, and we're going to do 2 double crochet in there. Okay, so that's our first set of 3 double crochets. Chain 1, now we're at a corner. So we're going to do 3 double crochets, chain 3, 3 double crochets. Chain 1, and along this side you can see that we've got chain 1 space here, chain 1 space there, chain 1 space there. So in each of these we're going to put 3 double crochets and a chain 1 in between those 3 double crochets. So that's my first set of 3 double crochets, chain 1, 3 double crochets, chain 1, three double crochets, chain 1, and we're back to a corner space. So we're just going to continue that all the way around, increasing this square by 1 row all the way around. We'll meet back at the beginning of this round. Just finishing the end of this round, and we can slip stitch. I've made my chain 1 after this set of 3, and just going to slip stitch now into the top of the beginning chain 3. Now we're going to go back to this space again. We're going to go in there, go around, hook the yarn, and we're going to pull it right through that loop. So we're slip stitching in the space just behind of where our hook is. So now we're going to chain 1, and then we're going to do a single crochet in this space. Chain 3, we're going to single crochet in our next chain 1 space. Chain 3, we're going to single crochet in the corner. Chain 3, we're going to single crochet in the same corner again. So that's, we're doing 2 single crochets in that corner with our chain 3. So we'll chain 3 and we'll single crochet in our next space. Chain 3, single crochet in our next space. Chain 3, single crochet in our next chain 1 space. Chaining 3, and in this corner we're going to do single crochet, chain 3, single crochet in the same space. So let's just continue that all the way around until we get back to the beginning. This was my last chain 3, so I'm just going to slip stitch into that beginning single crochet. Now we're finished with this color, so we can just fasten off. I'm going to go back to our white, and I'm going to start in on a different side so my ends aren't all at the same place. We're going to choose one of our chain 3 spaces, it doesn't matter which one. Pull your white through. I always like to tie mine. So put your hook in that space, yarn over, bring it out. We're going to do chain 1, and now we're going to do 3 single crochets in the same space. We're going to do chain 1, and then we're going to do 3 single crochets in our next space. Chain 1, 3 single crochet in our next space. Chain 1. So this is what it's starting to look like. So we're going to continue that all the way around. So 3 single crochet, chain 1, even in our corners. We're going to do 3 single crochet in that chain 3 space, chain 1. 3 single crochet in my next space, chain 1. So you can see there's our corner. We haven't really added any extra stitches or anything. We're just doing 3 single crochet in that corner. So continue the same way all the way around, and we'll meet back at the beginning. Just coming to the end of this round, I've done my 3 single crochet. I'm going to chain 1, and then I'm going to slip stitch into the top of that first single crochet. Can fasten off. Okay, now all we have left to do is to put in our ends. I'll show you how I weave in some of my ends. So we'll go to the flower. So this one here on the outside of the petal, I will go to the stitch right to the left of where my yarn is. I'll go under that one, then come back over to the right side and bring my yarn to the back. Then I'll look at the back of my petal. I'll weave my yarn in going this way. I like to bury in this space here. So I'll weave in, coming up this way, turn around. I'll go back in, not in the exact same space that I just came out, because we don't want to undo our yarn. Okay, so that should be good. Give it a little tug and I'll snip it close to where it comes out. So all of your other ends, just weave them in. I like to take the yellow, if the yellow is on this part of my work, after I put my needle on the end of the yarn, I'll bring it back through here. Just kind of weave it around in a circle. So you go one way and then you turn around and then go back the way that you've come. Just make sure you don't go in exactly where you've come out, just in case that you're pulling the yarn that you wove in this way. If you go back in exactly the same spot, you might undo some of that. So I always just make sure that I'm going back in a slightly different space. the white ones on the edge. Of course, you have to keep your colors together so you don't see them when you're weaving in. I look at the front of my work and I'll go through this stitch right there on the left. That kind of pulls that ending knot or fasten off spot down. Go back over to the right. Then I go to the back of my work. Try and weave it in so I weave it in where my stitches are next to that top part. Then I'm going to come back, and again I'm not going to go back exactly where I came out. Weave it back this way a bit. Make sure nothing is being pulled. So just go ahead and finish up the rest of these. Well, that's the end of our tutorial on how to make this granny square with the daisy incorporated into it. So you have all sorts of different options of color choices. I really hope you enjoyed following along in this tutorial with me. You found it easy to follow. Please like my video, subscribe to my channel so that you can follow along with some of my other projects. Have a great day and happy crocheting!